everybody, welcome to Chats with Nadia. I'm a Reinvention life coach and also TV host, and today I have the honor of interviewing Miss Karin. Miss Karin is all the way in France, but originally from the UK, and she is an energy healer, also known as a quantum touch practitioner. And this morning I have the honor to be asking her some amazing questions about her practice and of course about her amazing career as a healer, as a coach, and as a human being. So Karin, welcome. How are you?
Hi there. I'm fine, thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me. It's a true honor to be here. Great to connect.
Oh, ready to connect as well. This is so amazing, and really, I appreciate your time and I appreciate your energy. And so, Karin, I would love to ask you, how do you get into the spiritual healing field?
Oh, well, that's a great question, and the answer could probably go on for ages. But so I suppose it goes back to 2010 when I had a massive awakening, a spiritual awakening, and I started realizing how everything in the universe is perfectly orchestrated. I started living synchronicities. I would think of something, it would appear in my reality straight away. I just realized how my thoughts were creating my reality. And that was a huge, like, mind expanding moment for me, or moments, because it went on for months and months and months. And then naturally I came in touch with Louise Hay's work, her book.
Yes.
And that was more brilliant information, how our thoughts affect our reality, and I saw the mind-body connection. And that year I healed myself from eczema, because Louise Hay says that, eczema, the old thought pattern is mental eruptions, or part of what she was saying. I thought, wow, I'm having these mental eruptions that I'm not even aware of, and they're coming out of my skin in the form of these red eruptions on my skin. And so, wow, that shook me up. And I thought, wow, this gets to be shared with the world. If it already was, but I want to share with my world. So, yeah. So that's the starting point, I'd say.
Well, that's amazing, because sometimes what happens is when we are not conscious of our reality, we think that everything happens by chance. And like that, I mean, when you understand that you're the deliberate creator of your reality, that's when things get fun.
I know, instead of being in this victim mode of, this is happening to me and I'm a victim of my circumstances, things are happening for me, through me. So, and everything is a gift. All the pain, all the issues that aren't necessarily pleasant to live through is actually a gift when we can take a step back and observe it in a different manner.
Yeah, and learn from it, right? In order for us to just grow as people and become the best version of ourselves.
Yeah, the ever-evolving version of ourselves.
The ever-expanding version of ourselves. Yes, I love it. So Karin, in this experience, was there something in particular that showed you, okay, this is it, I am creating my reality? Like, was there, like, I don't know, a specific moment, a specific person, a specific scenario before you got in touch with Louise Hay? You talked about synchronicities, like for our friends, we don't know a lot about synchronicities. Like, I know a little bit. I know that's like when numbers, I don't know, like you see 111 or 2222. So if you would like to elaborate a little bit on that as well, I'd love to listen.
Of course, yeah. So well, what's coming to my mind is 1111 was happening so often in my reality. I thought it was happening more than twice a day. So it was like I was seeing it. I thought I was seeing it all the time. So mostly 1111. There weren't any other numbers at that point. Back in 2010, it was just 1111. But I think the biggest thing was I started dropping objects, and that happens, but it was like happening regularly. So it actually took me aback, and I was thinking, hang on, why am I dropping these objects? And if I could catch the thought that was going through my head at the time that I was dropping whatever it was, like smashing a glass onto the floor, tripping up over something, and then I could see the non-aligned thought that I was having, and often it was, for me, it was a self-sabotaging thought. So I was thinking, why did I do this? Why did I say that? Oh, I should have done this, and all these self-sabotaging issues that was going through my mind. And at that precise moment, that energy I was giving off with my thoughts, because for me thoughts are energy, was boomeranging back immediately into my reality in this physical, like, hang on, wake up, pay attention. So that was the most amazing thing at that time. And then I was, you know, thinking about the mind-body connection, and I was really, it was just like a divine synchronicity to be naturally guided in the bookshop to Louise Hay's work, because I wasn't really into spirituality. Yeah, so I wasn't so much into spirituality at the time. I wasn't in a searching mode, and it was if, you know, some greater force was just saying, hang on, here it is. And when I touched the book, I could just feel my energy. I was starting to feel energy around me. I'd had some experiences where, whoa, what's going on here? There's something greater at play here. And so I was sort of like observing what was going on in my reality, because I thought, hang on, everything out there is a reflection of what's going on in me. And so yeah, that's
phenomenal. I love that story. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank you for asking.
Oh, my pleasure. And I also, well, I introduced you as a quantum touch practitioner. And I know very few people know, including myself. I don't really know much about it. I've heard a little bit of what the QI is, like, or the Ki for the Chinese, or the Prana for the Sanskrit. And all of this, I read it from, your profile. But I don't really know much about it. So if you could please elaborate and let us a little bit into your world.
Yeah, for sure. So fast forward probably a couple of years, I was going through this awakening. I was actually in a very toxic relationship at the time, but I did not even realize I was in a toxic relationship. And
it's interesting, right? With those toxic relationships, because like you don't see it. And people can tell you, like your loved ones can be like, no, this guy is so not right for you, or whatever, or, you know, the other way around, and what don't you just don't get it.
I think I was just numbing myself to certain things. I thought, well, you know, that's the way it is. I was playing victim, or whatever, however you want to see it. And so fast forward a couple of years, even though things have got so much better actually in the family, things started going pear-shaped. And things started falling apart in my reality of the time. And just naturally, I came across in 2013 quantum touch, because I'd actually started looking up. I was searching, and I was looking for more meaning in my life. And I naturally, the first thing, I naturally came across one of his books, and was so amazed by it. I ordered it because I came across it online before it appeared in the bookshops. So I pre-ordered it, and then sort of looked him up online. And the amazing thing is my divorce started at it's actually, my divorce started in 2013, and the really painful trigger point in me was at the end of 2013. Yes, it was the end of 2013 when my husband came and took the children. So that was a very difficult moment for me. And at that moment, at that precise moment, is when I started learning quantum touch. So there was this door that was closing in my life, a very painful door. And this magical door that in January 2014, when I started doing the quantum touch workshops, opened up, and I started having so many experiences where I realized I was just energy. And I think it was the morning after the first workshop, you know, we learn how to run energy. And I started running energy through various breathing techniques and body awareness techniques, and my hands disappeared. And so I was like, so yeah, yes, that was my reaction as well. All I could see was energy. It was like a bluish sort of form where my hands would have been, with a slight purple. And I was so amazed that it was just proof that, you know, I'd heard that we are energy, but I wasn't actually living it completely.
Yeah.
And so I shook my head, turned away, saying, no, I'm just over the top at the moment, and looked back, still no hands. And then I freaked out. And so, which happens all the time whenever we get into those lower vibrational states of fear. Well, it happens to me anyway. It takes me out of these experiences. So that's what quantum touch. And through my journey with quantum touch, I've been really surprised to realize how our love impacts others, and how channeling this love, because that's all, for me, that's all it is. It's just we're being the embodiment of love. And when we offer this vibration to others, they can heal in an instant. Their pain can disappear in an instant. It doesn't mean it happens to everyone, but I've had enough experiences to show that this is reality.
Wow.
So so that's I don't know if that answers your question enough, but
yes, it certainly does. I love it. Thank you for sharing this fascinating story of your hands disappearing. That is just amazing. It's mind-blowing, in my opinion.
Yeah, so well, I no longer say mind-blowing. I say mind-expanding.
Oh, mind-expanding. I love that term. I like it better. It's definitely mind-expanding, but to also, I don't know, did you feel any kind of, like, did you feel like your hands were cold or were hot or something when they turned, you know, when they disappeared?
That's a very good question, because when running energy, I cannot feel heat, but the other person with working on will feel heat or will feel cold, but I'm not necessarily feeling that. I'm feeling other stuff. So in that particular experience, I don't recall feeling heat. I remember feeling a mixture of excitement, of joy, of wow, is this real? And then the fear setting in, and then of course that took me out of any expanded awareness. Feelings.
Yes, because it's so interesting that you're mentioning fear, because I felt it, for example, even when I do meditation, sometimes you start feeling something and that comes completely unfamiliar to you, and suddenly you just like get off from that stage because something is, I guess, preventing you from moving on out of fear, like you were very well saying.
Exactly, because change really happens in the unknown. But are we fighting against this, going into that unknown? And oh my God, what's going to happen? Which brings us back to the experience.
Yes.
And that's, I mean, I love Joe Dispenza's work, and his meditations can really get you into the unknown, where to shift and change the reality.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing, Karin. This is so cool. And you know what? You touched on another subject, which I find in the, well, I guess not just myself, but books and other people also agree that fear is the complete opposite of the other word you use, which is love. You know, when you touch on how love heals everything, can you elaborate a little bit more on that, you know, about how love really heals everything, from your personal experience or from any experiences that you have had with your clients or with people that have come across your beautiful presence?
Yeah, it's a great question, which can go in many different ways. It's just being its presence, bringing presence and awareness into the the moment you're living with that person or those people. Just connecting with your heart.
Yeah.
Connecting with, how can I bring more light? How can I bring more love into this experience? Whoever is involved in that experience. And connecting with the person you are with or the people you're with, and asking to channel through that heart expanded spaciousness, which opens up a space to enable others to receive healing if that's what they're looking for. Okay. So yes, so and it's, what's coming to my mind at the moment is my mother, who doesn't particularly believe in quantum touch and the spiritual world, and that's all a bit woo-woo for her and out there. But she did ask me a few years ago if there was anything that could be done for her arthritic fingers, and I said, you know,
absolutely.
I don't know what can be done in other fields. I can share what I know, and
right.
The worst thing that can happen to you is that you spent 3/4 of an hour with me, and you felt perhaps you wasted your time or whatever. But that's the worst thing I can think. You know, you get to choose whether you want to experience this or not. So she said, okay, yeah, I'll go for it. And after that session, she didn't have any, you know, immediate changes in her arthritic fingers, but she was healed basically overnight from eczema. And I've only ever known her with eczema. And she started ringing me and saying, I don't know what happened when you came home for Christmas, because it was at Christmas perhaps in 2014, 15, around there. But I've no longer got eczema. And she kept like telling me this. And I said, well, you know, it's probably triggered something that opened up a space for you to allow that healing to come in. And that's the beauty for me of quantum touch. You don't have to understand what's going on. You don't have to, you just open up to allow this energy to circulate and to let it go, because energy is intelligent and it'll go wherever the person needs it to go. We don't have to know, we just have to open up to receive.
Wow. So would you say you are the particular channel through which energy comes through and then you deliver to the other person? Or or do you help the other person to become the channel for themselves?
I would say we're all channels.
Yes,
we all can open up to our healing, but we're all in different space, in different levels on our journey. So perhaps in that moment I opened up something, I created that space for my mum to open up to her own healing.
Yeah. Amazing.
Who knows about the explanation? There are probably many different explanations, but it's just like giving your love. Just whatever you've received from others, give it away. Give it away. Just if you're feeling the connection, just give it away without any hidden agenda, without any thoughts about it. Just if people are coming to you for something, just give it to them.
Yes, I love that. I love that. I really do. I think it's amazing. And you just spoke about something. You said different levels in our journey. By levels, do you mean vibrational levels or evolution levels, or what would you? I wonder what goes through your mind.
Yeah, well, I think yes to all those questions. Yeah, I was definitely not vibrating at a level where I would have understood quantum touch back in, 2000 or whenever. So I was in that perhaps victim consciousness at that time.
Yeah.
So I was not open up to hearing things. But when I opened up to hearing different things, I was receiving all these thoughts, and they were showing up in my reality.
That's amazing.
And so, yes, so when I think just listening to our intuition, and when we feel attracted to something, there's a reason for it. When
Absolutely.
people come into your reality, there's a reason for it. And if we dare dive into that connection and see what's resonating between the two people, between the two groups of people, whatever, then we can open up to our next level of expansion.
I love
if that makes sense.
No, yeah, I mean, I love it. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for sharing this. It's really incredible that you touched on subjects like, you know, before when you had the victim mentality to the later when you become the creator of your reality and then you understand that you are the deliberate creator of your life.
Yeah, and we are 100% responsible for our life. So we are responsible for all the beauty that's going on, and that's easy to listen to. But
Yes.
I'm also responsible for all the what I considered rubbish I was going through, and I'm still responsible for all my, because I've decided to live through it and create an expanded awareness. You know, when we get clear in our vision and what's possible. I mean, I've seen now that we have infinite potential, and that we can create whatever reality we choose. I've seen that is possible. Doesn't mean I'm living it on a daily basis, but I've seen that is possible. And when you come to that awareness, it's just you can no longer be at that level. Once your mind has expanded, you get into the next level of whatever that means to you. I mean,
No, I completely agree with you. But it's so interesting that I feel a lot of our friends listening to this out there don't really know much about the victim mentality versus the I create my life mentality, because it's so much easier to just, I mean, with all love and with all respect to everybody that's watching or hearing this, it's so much easier to just say, oh, why did this happen to me? No, I'm so good. Why is this going on? What happened with this person? Why are they treating me like that? And I believe that the answer is that they're just responding to your vibration, to whatever it is that you have going on vibrationally. And if you stay on the positive side, you'll, I mean, bounce that positivity and those positive thoughts out to your reality, and that will return. But if you keep focusing on negative things, the complete opposite will happen. And then you, like all these people around you and whatnot, they will act in certain ways that may not be as pleasing. But that's just a reflection of what you have inside. Would you agree, Karin? Or am I going crazy?
I definitely, wherever your focus goes, energy flows.
Yes.
So if we're focused on creating a great vision, if we're focused on peace, joy, love, connection for everybody on earth, then the universe is going to respond to it with circumstances that prove that reality to us. So yes, I do agree.
I love that. You know, I did a little bit of research about the reticular activating system. And, you know, and I feel like it's a scientific part of this law of attraction kind of deal. Because a lot of people think that law of attraction is like you said, woo woo or something, you know, like too much out there, like whatever, like it doesn't exist. But the funny thing is that once you understand that, I mean, not only it exists, but we live by it.
Well, you know, I can give you an example if you want.
I would love that.
Me creating my reality in the moment last year, I set the intention. I'd already been interested in the subject of teleportation for years, because when I had this experience with my hands, I immediately heard another story of another quantum touch practitioner who had similar experience with her legs. So I got to think, if I've done that with my hands, she's done that with her legs, then we can do it with our whole body. So that triggered got me thinking about teleportation and like, how can we bring this to the world?
Oh my gosh.
Then I got into, I had an out-of-body experience, so that got me into out-of-body experiences and so on. But that was not what I was wanting to share. What I wanted to share was my experience of creating my own reality last summer, summer 2019. I was in the States, and I was doing meditation. I decided that, knowing I was getting clear on my vision, and I said, I am going to be a teleportation expert. So I was not seeing that in my reality. So I wrote it down on a piece of paper, because they say, you know, whatever you want to become, you know, you keep focusing on that. You can write it down and just let go of it. So I wrote it down on a piece of paper, put it in my back pocket, and the following day I met someone who has teleported. So that was not going to happen. I had no idea that this person had teleported, and
that is crazy.
I don't know. It's just, when I say this is crazy, because it's meaning I don't quite understand it.
No, what I mean, I feel it's amazing. That's more than words.
Exactly. But, you know, I still say that's mad, that's crazy, yeah. Well, that's strange. Actually, when we say those words, it means I don't understand it yet. And when we started having a conversation, we didn't have a conversation about teleportation, but it just naturally opened up to talk about teleportation. She just knew she had teleported, but she had no conscious recollection of it. And during that conversation, I'd obviously opened her up to her remembering all the experiences, and we had this amazing conversation.
Oh my gosh, I just got the chills all over my body. That's so cool. I love it.
Know, because we are currently remembering our reality, our potential, our possibility as human beings. This is not something that's new at all. It's just something that we are remembering, and I truly believe I'm the spokesperson, or one of the spokespeople for this, because lots of people know about this but don't dare talk about it. And I'm thinking, wow, if I had conscious recollection of my experiences, I'd be talking about it.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Karin, on that note, I know that you have a YouTube channel with some very, very interesting videos regarding teleportation. So I'll definitely put down your information so people can go ahead and follow your channel as well. And just check out all your amazing content, because it's really, really cool.
So this is the power of our thoughts. I'd set that intention. I had no idea I was going to create a YouTube channel, but I think it was in October, I started that YouTube channel, and just like naturally it's happened, and people have gravitated towards it, and I naturally have a meetup group now to talk about teleportation, and I've attracted someone who's teleported into that group.
That is amazing.
So you know, who knows where this is going to go today, but I'm vibrating all over. So
I love it.
There's potential here, and I'm so excited about where this is going. So
yeah, I am super excited to follow your journey and understand where it is that you're going. You know, just follow through. And I have a question for you. Have you ever teleported yourself?
Well, not that I know of, but the person who I spoke to in the States, who I'd never met before and who we're still in touch with, she said that I'd teleported 3 times. And I said, well, I'm delighted to know that, but I have no conscious recollection of it. So I'm opening up to remembering these experiences in order to channel that for others, or to help people open up even more to their own limitless potential.
Absolutely.
So yes, I've had out of body experiences. I've astral projected, and what
Can I ask you the difference?
Yes, that's a very good question. What is the difference? I can just share my experience.
Thank you.
When I came out of my body for the first time in 2010, it was a completely unexpected experience, because I was not into spirituality. I didn't know what was possible. So I was just like, not even waiting. I was just open to what's next, because that was one of my daily mantras, was like, please show me the next steps. What's the next step in my evolution? Because I could see something was unfolding, something was opening up. So I just like, what's coming next?
Yeah.
And that summer I came out of my body.
That is
And
amazing. Because it also shows you the, oh, sorry for interrupting. I just wanted to
go
touch
ahead.
on that I feel it's amazing because it shows that if you're open to seeing and experiencing different things, the universe will answer to you, or God, or whoever you believe in. It's like that higher power just answers to your next step. In this case, you asked for it, and next thing you know, you're having an out of body experience.
Yeah, but and because I was unattached to the outcome, that's what I was saying, with non-attachment to the outcome. It's like, what's the next step in my evolution? I was having all these wonderful experiences, and I just wanted more of it.
Yeah.
And every time I ask that question, I get an experience that I've not had before. So that is a really powerful question for me. Yeah. So to get back to your question, what's the difference? Well, I came out of my body and I was in this expanded state where everything was love, everything was joy, everything was peaceful, everything was perfect interaction between everybody. And it probably went on for like 36 hours. And I was observing my reality, but I was in my body and in my reality, because obviously many people talk about out of body experiences being in your body. Your body is sort of still, and you project yourself out of it. This was not like that. This was something that's quite challenging to express in words, because it's so much feeling in it. It was just like, oh my God, this is amazing. And it did have a bit of fright to it, because it was just so beautiful, and like everything was interacting with, I could see how everything was interacting with my inner state. I was feeling so much love and joy, and it was just being reflected to me in all the people that I was speaking to, and in my family. And I was in England at the time, and we were visiting my parents, and my dad, who was really strict and not particularly chatty, he was just chatting away, and we were having so much fun. And I was observing it and thinking, there's something going on here. Yeah. And that was on the Saturday. So on the Monday morning, we were due to go to Scotland, and that's when I was triggered out of that experience, because fear set in. And why did fear set in? It's because, oh my God, nobody needs me anymore. Because I'd seen how, we're all independent vibrational beings.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
They say everybody's their own journey, right?
Yeah, and we're all sort of interdependent, interconnecting.
Right.
But nobody depends really on anybody. Nobody needs anybody.
Correct.
But there was some ego part of me, no doubt, that was still like frightened about this.
Yes.
And I feel myself physically coming back into my body. It's as if this like expanded consciousness was too big to fit back into my physical body, and it's like, boof. Okay, I'm back here. The children started arguing in the back of the car, and okay, I'm back here now. So your question was, what's the difference? And the difference for me is astral projection, because I got into astral projection later. I went to a seminar, read some books, and could feel with doing exercises consciously, you can develop that reality. Well, I managed to develop that reality. And I can feel vibrational movement in my body through doing these exercises, and somehow your body remains still, and you project yourself out of your body.
Wow.
And I mean, some people talk about traveling all over the place, but I didn't really have that experience. It was just I've had experiences where I separated myself from my body, sort of traveled around sort of locally, and then could see myself going up and up and up and up. It was just pure bright white light.
Wow.
And yeah, so that's just my experience. So that's a completely different experience from the initial out of body experience. So,
wow, yes. Sounds
yeah,
like it sounds amazing.
Sense. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure for a lot of people it doesn't make sense, but it's okay, because you know, people that are meant to resonate with this story and with yourself and with the out of body experiences and astral projections are going to resonate, and those who aren't meant to, well, they will, I mean, hopefully one day resonate. And do not
so the people I've spoken to have had out of body experiences and astral projected. There's not one experience that can be related is similar to another. I mean, there's everybody's different. And,
absolutely. To each their own. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. That's why the connection to ourselves and self-care and tending to your own vibration is, for me, one of the most important things, because we can't compare ourselves to anyone else.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you, Karin. No, this is amazing. And I would like to ask you, for our viewers and whoever is watching this interview, if they want to touch onto, you know, tap into those subjects of teleporting and out of body experiences. I guess it's very different one from the other, but you know, they're kind of like along the same spiritual realm. So just wondering, what kind of advice would you give to them?
That's a very good question. What advice can I don't know if I can give advice. I can share what's helped me along my journey is listening to my intuition, listening to my inner guidance, and in order to open up to that, meditation has helped me. Just believing it's possible. Just whenever somebody offers you help, open up to it. And well, you know, it's just searching, asking for help. And so, you know, I've Googled teleportation. I've found other people interested in it, and you know, it's just Google whatever intrigues you, and you'll come up with answers. And that may be a breadcrumb into the next
absolutely whatever
stage of your journey.
Right, the next stage of your journey, exactly. And it's so interesting because sometimes I guess fear invades ourselves, like fear comes to our lives, and we start overthinking things and second guessing ourselves and just thinking, you know, if something comes to mind, like an idea or something, you start thinking, no, I shouldn't do that. Like, I'm not good enough for that, or maybe I don't think if I can do it. But there's a reason why that idea came to your mind.
Yeah,
you know, it's
exactly.
interesting.
Yeah. There's no coincidence with thought, or everything is coincidence or synchronicity.
Yeah.
And you know, telepathy is real. So if you're thinking of someone and they appear in your reality, there's a reason for it.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love that. It's really deep, you know, because I don't know if you've gone through experiences, I'm sure you have, experiences in life where you start thinking of an end goal. Let's say something very basic. Let's say that you want to bake a cake. Like suddenly that idea pops in your head. And your goal is to bake the cake, and you see yourself with your baked cake right in front of you, right? That's the end visualization. However, you never really think of what goes through between when you have that idea to the point where you actually have your cake, whatever you're about to live, whatever you're about to experience, for you to be able to bake that cake may take you to just, I don't know, beautiful different worlds. You know, maybe you go to the supermarket and you meet someone that eventually asks you for a coffee, and then you become really great friends, and then turns out that person and you become business partners, or maybe it's your love, the love of your life, you know, or something. And all because you wanted to bake a cake. And in between that road, you never thought of what could have happened. But it's just like you were saying, your intuition, your inner guide, just telling you, sort of like, yeah, guiding you for what's next in your path.
Yeah,
You know?
definitely. And that makes me think of like a magic formula. That when we have this elevated emotion with the end result in mind, then the mechanism shows up.
That is so amazing, because then you don't have to worry on how it's gonna come. You just trust that's gonna come, and
exactly.
you'll just visualize it.
Feeling, it's the feeling as well. It's so important to have that feeling. Oh my God, I'm so excited about making a cake. It's already happening. It's there. And then just the mechanism will show up. The how will show up.
Yeah. You know, I'm a very analytical person. So my immediate reaction, as soon as I get an idea, is like, okay, how am I going to do this? You know, but it's finding that balance of, you know, the universe will show you what goes next and what you're supposed to do, but it's just relaxing into it. And I find a little bit of, you know, problems with that, because sometimes I just want action. You know, it's like, come on, you want to bake a cake? Well, just go to the supermarket.
Yeah.
That would be the next step, but.
That resonates with me, because I was that analytical person as well, and it's got to be structured. It's got to be, and that's 2010 really opened me up to a different way of being. To okay, so feelings are so important, and you know, being aware of what's going on, and it's going beyond anything that's logical.
Yeah. That is amazing. Yes, it's mind blowing. I love it. No, mind expanding. We agree.
Yeah. So analyzing things can be really great, but it can lead to analysis paralysis as well. So
it's so true. It's like, I want to bake a cake, and then you start thinking about everything that you're supposed to do. It's like, no, I'd rather just not do it. We'll be okay. You end up just buying one. But you know what? To get really philosophical, maybe you were supposed to buy that cake instead of making one in that case. Maybe who knows, right? It's just everybody's journey is different, so it's really fascinating.
Exactly.
Karin, I would love to know your opinion about, for example, we have friends that focus so much on scheduling things and getting things done, and you know, everything just very structured. I'm not myself, not so much anymore, but I used to think that there needed to be like this structure of like what you're gonna do from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. in order for you to get this goal in 6 months or something. Because a lot of her friends, you know, actually there's books about them, about structure, and about, you know, becoming more of a productive person with your life. And I don't know, where do you draw the line between letting go and having a structure?
That's a great question. Yeah, so I'm definitely a person who loved to have structure. It worked for me great. I would know what I was doing when I was doing it. Appointments worked for me, and I like to have these appointments scheduled so I know where I'm going, and everything was organized in my mind, because my mind needed that to understand life, basically.
Yeah.
And then when all these experiences started happening in 2010, and I saw that everything was divinely orchestrated, and that you can go from one appointment to another through feeling into the moment rather than scheduling the moment, then that opened me up to a different way of being, and a different way of co-creating my reality with the universe, as it were. But how to get the happy balance is, you know, that's for everyone to decide for themselves. But I was definitely opened up in 2010 to a different way of being, because when everything's scheduled, I felt that I was not open to more spontaneous experiences happening. And when you allow the spontaneous to unfold, then that leads to magic. So sometimes scheduling takes away the magic, but sometimes it can lead to magic as well. So
it's so true. I feel like it's kind of like the cake, right? You were gonna make it, and then fear came to you, but maybe fear came to you for a reason, and instead of making it, you're gonna buy it, but maybe that was supposed to be, well, in the end, you know what, like you very well said, the universe has everything just orchestrated everything, like divinely orchestrated everything. So, which brings me to another subject. You know, you're supposed to be able to choose out of free will. Then if everything is already happening, where does your free will go? Like, were you supposed to, I don't know, were you supposed to just, I don't know, fall into something that is already pre-paved? Like in a road that is already pre-paved? Maybe.
Another great question. From my experience, where I saw how everything was divinely orchestrated, well, I didn't need to choose, and I wasn't even thinking about, well, I'm not getting my way, or it was just so beautiful. It was like moments of grace. And when there are moments of grace,
okay,
the head is not there, it's just the heart.
Yeah.
And the mind and the heart are connected. Yeah. So yeah.
And then again, mind, it goes well beyond your head, right? Your cerebrum, your brain, your, you know, this physical organ. Your mind goes so much more beyond that.
Yeah. No. So a great question is, mind and heart, how can I bring you together today?
That is super interesting. But yes, Karin, oh my gosh, what a beautiful and fun conversation are we having. Yeah, I am enjoying it so much. Really, thank you. Well, I would like to ask you also, in terms of teleportation and stuff, do you have a course or something that you would like to recommend?
I most certainly do. Well, did I mention about rejuvenation?
No, but it's something that I saw your videos as well that I would love for us to chat about.
Okay, because I believe the two are connected. That's why the subject is coming to my mind. And one of my mystical experiences was having a rejuvenation experience where I've either found myself in my former body, recreated my younger self, whatever the explanation is. This is truly real, and I've connected with people who had these experiences as well, and I've been to training courses teaching this.
Wow.
Yes, and so Quantum Touch offers a rejuvenation course. I'd completely forgotten about that, so thank you for asking.
Oh,
and
thank you.
When I did their online course, it was completely in alignment with the seminar I'd been to in my physical reality here in Paris on rejuvenation. It was called Love and Rejuvenation. And the teachings were so similar, it was like mind expanding. And yes, so whether these experiences enabled me to have that experience or not, who knows? But it's just getting into that vibrational knowing that this is possible, and applying some of these tips and tools, recommendations, it really resonates with my heart. And I believe these tools are life-changing and enable us to connect in with our superpowers.
Amazing.
Yes. And I'm happy to connect with anyone who wants further information. So
oh my gosh,
I'll give you, if you want, I can give you the link. So
yes, absolutely. I'm gonna write it down in the comments for everyone who's watching this video can get in touch with you, because I'm gonna put your Instagram right below your picture in my Instagram below mine, so you can connect with us. And speaking about rejuvenation, for people that don't know much about it and maybe don't believe in it or whatnot, would you like to share something from your experience about it?
Yes, so my experience was completely spontaneous. I think I was, well, I remember I was sitting in my kitchen. I was probably meditating, although or perhaps just in quiet contemplation, as I say.
I love that.
And I sort of looked down at my hands, and the skin had completely rejuvenated, because I have, a few little spots on my skin, and I thought, wow, is this real? Because I've been working on it. I wasn't expecting, in particular, anything to happen. So I rushed to the mirror and thought, what's going on? And I had no grey hairs of any description, no wrinkles of any description, and I was like, wow, this is really happening. This is real, really real. I've connected with people who were regrowing their hair back to their natural colour and so on, but nobody who actually had their skin rejuvenate just through consciousness. And so that was my experience. It probably, I don't know how long it lasted, but it lasted enough for me to like go back and keep breathing. And this is real, this is happening, okay. And I kept running back to the mirror to check it was still happening. And at one point, again, I freaked out. I was frightened. And okay, this is real. This is another experience that is real, and it's happening. And immediately it brought me back to my former self, my older vibrational self, if you will. So that was just my experience. But prior to that, I've been putting in the work. I knew it was possible. I'd connected with people that had experiences. I'd connected with teachings on rejuvenation, grab a voice teachings, notably. And so I was in with a group of people who were practicing these on a regular basis. So it's just, it's when you focus your energy. It's another example of when you focus your energy on something that you believe possible, then the experience will come. So I was still, working on that, but I hadn't had the experience. Whether that was the lead up to it, who knows? But I had that experience.
That's amazing.
So I know it's possible.
That's amazing, because it's just manifestation is something that you truly believe in, manifesting before your eyes. So I think that's phenomenal. And speaking of manifestation, for example, when somebody is pursuing a job or a different, stage in their lives, maybe they want to find their loved one, or they want to find, I don't know, a different group of friends or whatnot. Is there a particular subject that you would like to touch on or share with us any kind of experience when manifesting something in particular?
Nothing in particular is coming to mind. It's just asking. What really helps me is asking open-ended questions to the universe, like, what's the next step in my evolution? So somebody's looking for love, like, please, feeling that excitement. I cannot wait to meet my divine partner or whatever, the next person on my path. Feeling the excitement as if it's already happened. It's bringing that future reality into the present moment, feeling the excitement for it, and just letting go of it. Just let go of it. Please show me the way. I'm ready for it. Opening up to receive. Yeah.
That is fantastic. Well, I guess right after we finish our interview, I'm just gonna do that and then meditate and hopefully see if something comes up.
It will.
Sure it will.
May it happen immediately.
Oh, that's exciting. That's super exciting. Well, Karin, we've been speaking for a little bit, almost an hour, so I think it's time for us to wrap it up.
Okay, yes, it's been lovely connecting. Thank you.
Oh, lovely connecting with you. You're amazing. Thank you for sharing all your knowledge. Oh, thank you. But your knowledge and your wisdom have been a gift for me, and I'm sure for everyone watching this. And lastly, before I let you go, 2 things. Remind us your social media channels so people can find you and connect with you.
Okay, great. So I'm on Facebook, so Karin Marie Eek,
Okay.
and my Facebook group, where I share lots of posts about this, about expanded awareness, is Discover Your Magical Mission. And so Instagram is the same, Karin Eek, and my YouTube channel is Karin Eek. So it's just my name, basically.
Fantastic. And last question for you. Okay, let's fast forward in time to a day where you know you're about to go to a different physical plane, or I guess expire from this world. What are 3 things that you would like to leave humanity with? Maybe 3 thoughts, maybe 3 actions that you did throughout your life, whatever you want. There's no wrong or right answer for this. It's just completely better well put it. All answers are right. So.
Okay, so 3 things I'd like to leave with humanity is: you are a magical gift to this world. You matter. Your thoughts turn to matter. And whatever reality you want to create, you can. Believe in yourself, basically. Yes. Yeah.
I just got chills again, Karin. Thank you so much.
You are here on purpose and for a purpose, and everybody has a place in this world.
Love that. Well, thank you so much for those last words of wisdom, and I certainly appreciate your presence and again your time for coming this morning to this interview. And we'll be definitely in touch. We'll see each other, I'm sure, in the virtual world, and one day when you come to Mexico or when I come to France, we'll go grab coffee or something.
Well, thank you so much for for creating this space, enabling it to happen. It's been so lovely to connect with you.
Oh, thank you. It's been lovely to connect with you as well. All right. Well, thanks again, and speak soon. Bisous. Well, that was Chat with Nadia, and we actually spoke with Miss Karin Eek. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, if you're looking for spiritual guidance, you can definitely contact Miss Karin Eek. Her Instagram or her information are just below this video. Once again, my name is Nadia. I'm a life reinvention coach. If you wish to connect with me, I'll also leave my information right below this video. So, like, subscribe if you haven't done so, and we'll see you in the next one. Adios, amigos.